I was reflecting on my past relationship and a lot of other things, and I'm like, we made promises, we made pacts, we made all these things that we're no longer cultivating, no longer feeding, and it's basically living rent free in my fields. Like I honestly, it was a relationship from age 18 till 23. So for one, I would say 18 to 24, considering that the last time we actually had physical intercourse was this year in April or March. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 7 years, right? Which I would say 2018, 2019 was this roller coaster, powerful, transformative, deep experience. Just like, I don't know, I'm just like trying to process things about my past relationship, and I can't even like come to full thoughts or things, because it's like there was so many different aspects of that relationship, so many different things that it's like, how do you address all of it? And not saying it can't be done, but saying like there's so many layers, there's so many things that shaped that experience. And I think one of the dangerous things to do is to, like, when you get the outcome you don't want, you think that it's because you didn't do the work. Now you might have dropped the ball in certain areas. You might have gotten lazy. You had a lot of moments that were not good moments. That's all relative to the human experience. So that doesn't, like, it takes consistent choices to yield specific outcomes. So, like, you could address like all the, okay, so to have kept that relationship, there are actions, behavior, things that I consistently did to lead me to the outcome that I received. However, knowing like, even within my toxicity, I expanded in that. So like, there are people who want you to, like, cheating. For example, let's think about cheating, lying. Let's think about lying, cheating, withholding information, exaggerating information, it's so many things, right? So let's talk about cheating. So human are so dynamic. There is a lot of reasons why a person may cheat. Some people could be immediately gratified ridden, so they are like, my needs, my wants, my desires right here, right now. It ain't even about like trying to hurt you. It's not trying to like nobody is thinking while they are talking to another person, engaging with another person. If it's just sex, whatever it is, I doubt that anybody is. I'm about to do this to, like, I know this is like. I mean, I can't speak with everybody, but I'm just gonna say generally, I just don't. You don't have the time if you're trying to get a need met, whether subconsciously or like consciously, intentionally. Like, I'm just gonna go do my thing. You're not necessarily focusing on, like, the outcomes or like the side effects or like the consequences. Like, if you have your mind on, like, if you consciously have your mind on the fact that, oh, I am about to go get my needs met, I am not getting my needs met, I am not happy, or I'm curious about this, or I want to experience this, so that's what I'm about to be. Like, every human has that capability. Now, there's also the, like, subtle way, the subconscious, not really, like, it's more so like unspoken kind of thing, like, um things like you're working through your relationship, you're communicating, um uh and maybe you meet someone who is interested in you, and you can peep the chemistry, but you don't necessarily, like, you can probably even tell them, I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend, but you understand that there's a chemistry. And sometimes, even if you don't even pursue or go for it, you could probably even just leave it at the, like, the fact that you got chemistry. So let's address that. Like, I like, rather it's intentionally happening to you, rather it's just a byproduct of the type of partner you're with, rather it's just something you haven't gotten around to communicating. Humans have to deal with the fact that, one, there is no one person that fits, that's gonna fill you up. It's a choice to decide that, I'm gonna do life with you. You check off a number amount of boxes that make sense for my life, and I have to manage my desires and my sight. Or, like, let's say somebody's 90% what you want, not to say that 100% isn't out there, but let's just say the 90% you have is what it have, and then you see someone with the 10%. That doesn't mean that they, you know so you it doesn't mean you don't cherish or value your 90%. It just means you still desire that 10%, and you want access to it. Not to That doesn't mean you're intentionally saying, I'm gonna ruin this, I'm gonna take a chance, I'm gonna leave this, I'm gonna forfeit all of this for this. But for me, I have very, very, to make it more understandable, I feel like the way I was taught about, like, just Christian values, stuff like that, things I was told versus shown, like, I thought I had a very grounding understanding of morality, consciousness, just right and wrong, what you're doing, don't do. But, like, this is me operating from a space of, like, not seeing the flaws in the way that I was parented. So, I was operating in relationship from a place of, like, do as I say, not as I do. Like, I had a bunch of great ideologies, a bunch of great methodologies, a bunch of great psychologies, but no practical, like, I had never seen this before. Like, maybe on Instagram, maybe on some couple goals, maybe in theory, but never practically seen it from people within my life, from relationships within my life, my world, none of it. So there was a difficulty in cultivating, like, even though because I thought it was, like, of course, if you think it, then it is to a certain extent. But, like, that, you got to be careful with delusions, because sometimes it just ain't. And so, basically, I'm trying to wrap my brain around like deciding to navigate a relationship in the season of life that I did, knowing it would like it would challenge a lot of um my it would challenge a lot of my comforts or ways of existing that served me, especially as I desire to experience things that better serve me. So it's like it's not even a matter of like toxicity can work. Like there are people, there are men and women who they don't like. I've experienced it. That's why I'm like I've had men who I can yell and they're not bothered by that. If it's the truth, it's the truth. It doesn't now. Does it feel good? Sure, it doesn't feel good. I don't feel good yelling. So even if I'm yelling because I'm passionate, yelling because you got me fucked up, yelling because I'm whatever, it don't really like. I don't like to be in that state. Period. So rather it's for your gain or your detriment. I don't care for it. And so um when you it's this double I'm trying my best to explain this spell that is on me. You will have some people attract to you for various reasons, right? They'll desire all the things that they desire for you and from you. And you could know, like, during the season that I was dating my partner, I knew full-fledged that, no, we weren't going to be able to navigate a relationship unless it was, like, rooted and grounded in God's purpose for both of our lives. And not that it needed to be this Christian holy roly marriage, like that would be fake, because it's like, I mean, yes, I operate from belief in God, but I'm not just consistent in my journey. It wasn't going to be authentic, and that he wasn't just consistent on his walk. So it's not like that was our reality. So for me to have even went about that in that way just speaks to my spirit of lust. Kind of like, what is that? You get this profound experience from somebody, like whether it's a friend, whatever, and it's like, oh, you're the person I'm supposed to experience this stuff with, which they could just really meant to be the friend, like the person you get to talk to about what you're experiencing, the person who, you know, not to say they won't judge you, because friends do judge, but like just there's like when I come reflect on how me and Jaquel's relationship flowered, like one, it was doomed from the beginning, like just because of like where I was, like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, like the things God was ushering me to do in my life. And then like me not wanting to be alone in that, not wanting to be like I just needed to have somebody, like even if it wasn't like boyfriend and girlfriend, it was like I just want to have somebody to talk to. And so, but that turned into falling into temptation, smoking with him, starting back smoking with him, because I actually had stopped smoking. Sex, I liked him so much that I desired to allow him to experience me sexually. Um, um, and then I messed that up by having, it's just all this sin, all these, like, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have or haven't experienced God in multiple ways. I've worshipped I've I've seen many religious practices worshipped, indoor practice. I haven't been involved in a lot of like ceremonial things as I would like how your worship styles. Like I haven't like went through a lot of orders in that regard, but I'm curious to know how people operate and exist within their faith, and what fuels their spirits, and etc. etc. But um for the most part, um I've existed in relationship with like God, from a Christian, like that was my introduction to God. And if you're even before that, you can just say even my human parents, my mom and my daddy, like could have been a physical representation or meant to be that representation in the event that they're operating fully. Which, not to say that God is this betrayer, this flawed being. I don't think that about God at all. But I think it's more so like the propensity for loving. Like if God has the ability to love us, and I'm talking about the deepest, darkest, and nasty, and just even the enemy, So if God could have love for that, not that people who have formed these weapons should be like just being able to do it and have that access, but like I don't want to have a heart space where my heart is hard and unmovable and just so stuck and stagnant because of the choices and decisions and limitations of others. Like, I want to cultivate my heart chakra. I want to cultivate my essence to expand further than what was even given to me as the ceiling. I want to trust and believe that, like, sure, there was a bunch of flawed mistakes, a bunch of decisions that led you here. But even when I was dealing with that, like, I remember dealing with the moral concept of like, I don't want to cheat on my partner. I genuinely just this is a need. It's deeper than just like I'm trying to cheat on you. Like, I didn't have if I had better boundaries, a lot of my relationship with men wouldn't even be sexual. It's more so that, like, I don't honor and respect myself enough to withhold sex from men who desire sex from me. And often I've allowed myself to be manipulated by being offered friendship or whatever in exchange for it, and that's just not it. If you can't be my friend before having sex with me, then you don't even need to be trying to be with me, because I'm not like I'm not shrinking or changing aspects of myself that won't ever even be valued. Even if it's stuff that really needs to be changed. Like, people will have you changing your entire life for them, and that's not even really what they want. It's just that, like, the version of you that you are doesn't fit with the version of them that they are, and they're trying to create this false or this picture that makes sense for them, that makes them comfortable, that keeps them safe and coddled and just securing whatever dysfunction that they are trying to maintain. So basically, there's double-edged sword. There's a bunch of, like, you knew damn well you shouldn't have been in this relationship with him, so you knew that every experience that you would encounter, like, and it's not so much like I'm better, I'm just this holy roller, but it's like, God, I had already been on a path. I had already been on a mission. I had already set myself up to achieve, like, you just as much as I'm trying to get my ex to like do this cord cutting ritual with me, do this like, hey, we gotta be honest about the disservice, or not even just a disservice, but the ending that we allowed to take place in something that we kind of said wasn't going to end. Like, there's a bunch of stuff still connected to it, whether it's, because I'm a woman's woman, so I don't know if he's sleeping with women from that space still. I don't know if he's like, I don't want to be the cause of another woman's pain, even though that's not my, like, I can't take on that burden of like, I did so much horrible stuff to you and you're just gonna go past that alone. I feel like that's like, whew, we have to, it's a double-edged sword, because because sometimes I don't know. I just wanna, like, I don't, like, I have, whew, my eyes are burning tears. I have so many experience with men in my life, like from the very beginning, like my daddy, my stepfather, my brothers, uncles, cousins, church leaders, early boyfriends from as early as third grade, second grade, first grade. I remember my first grade boyfriend, kindergarten. Like, I remember, like, as I think about each level, like, and at each moment they meant something. Like, I remember my kindergarten boyfriend, my first grade boyfriend, he meant something. My third grade boyfriend meant something. When I was 9, the boy that I loved then meant something. Like I have not ever been able to live or be a part of an experience that didn't that wasn't fueling or enamoring or something, because like either I am fully in it or I can't. I'm not even like, you wouldn't, like, you would hate me from the outside looking in, because like if I don't resonate, it's not even a matter of trying to see if it'll work and then no, it works for us and we do something with it, or we don't even really cross paths or come into connection like that, because we're not on the same frequency to be doing that kind of stuff. I truly believe that all of the experiences I've had have been like real, even for the real. Because even like when I think about some of the way some of my exes, my earlier crushes and exes, how they feel about me, like if they were to see me to this day, like my impact on people isn't just I like, this isn't like something, this isn't something I'm bragging about, but like I had a man recently do this to me. He doesn't, I don't, some of you don't think, I know for a fact he don't really like, he don't care about me. He don't like, he don't care about he don't care. But, and he wanted me to care more about him. He wanted me to feel things about him because of how he feels. So it's like projection. So I've always been the butt of that. So like people will have these, just, I bring out just, whether it's I want to like just cater to you emotions. I want to make you happy emotions, and I just want to create the best world experience for you. I want to love you. Like I could bring that out of men and women. Like I make people want to just cater to me, serve me, love me down, or they want to do the opposite. They want to use me, beat me up, abuse me, rob me of my spiritual gifts, experience my magic for me. So like they want to be the like people will get a download, and like they'll be like, God be like, give her this money, or cook for her, or serve her, or pay her bill, or go make sure she can go whatever God is putting on people's hearts to do. And just give her your affection, give her your attention, conversations, quality time, whatever it is, right? And based on like based on that download, based on the energy that they receive, uh, like what I naturally provide to people who honor God's wisdom, honor God's like when God tells you to act and do something for me and you do it, and your reward is like an energetic exchange, is priceless. There's no money, there's nothing that could uh that could afford you the energetic exchange that is Kawanda. And this is on any spectrum, whether it's the most positive transformative experience, or it's the most what they call low vibrational, whether we fighting, arguing, cussing each other out, whatever is the most horriblest thing as opposite of that spectrum, right? So like some people get in their ego and they're like, why would I have to consistently produce this to get this? No, she needs to just give me this regardless. She just needs to be that way regardless. She just needs to be who she just needs to do. She just needs to give. I just want what she have. And then it don't even be, it's either they just feel like I should just show up no matter what, and then there's the ones who see that action, so they see that, damn, she was able to get me to do something nobody has ever been able to get me to do. What's so special about her? I want to be special. I want to be her. And it don't even, like I said, it don't even just end. I want to be special. I want that thing, God. Can you give me that too? No, I want it from her. I want her magic. I want her not to have it. I don't want her to have that impact on me, that control on me, that I don't want her to impact my emotions like that, but I want to embody that. I want to be the one who gets to dictating God, even though who God created me to be, I'm already a facilitator of that. People aren't even facilitators of like a gift like that, a responsibility like that. Like if you're going to be a person who has to be receptive of people serving you, you're also you are of great service. Meaning people are so ridden with demons and just depressive thoughts, insecurities, lack of low confidence, like just so many human things that like they struggle to bridge the gaps. And I think I've done this too, where like there were points in my journey where I couldn't see how toxic and how messy some of my tendencies were, how off-putting, how uncomfortable certain behaviors and patterns made other people, made myself, made the world around me. Like there was just, I am like, this is how I am. So it's like I just wanted people to accept it without any consideration to what I was asking them to accept, without even fully integrated or fully being okay with that thing myself. Like, because when I come to terms with some of these aspects of me, even though I've been the one who had to sit with it the most because I can't escape me, um, I don't even want to be, I don't want to accept those things about me. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to operate from that space. It's difficult to navigate my healing, my life, my happiness from that. So if it's difficult and hard for me, why on earth would I could create, why would I desire or want that for anybody else? So I started to like be more honest and open with the fact that, yeah, no, I don't got the blueprint. I need a lot of patience, a lot of, like, I have the desire to change. I have the desire to be better. I have the desire to release these toxic patterns and stuff, but I don't have the practical skills. Like, it took me having experiences with multiple men, being drained by multiple men. It took me losing the love of my life. It took me being homeless. It took me being financially unstable. It took me like not being able to call none of the men that I've ever slept with for a ride, for a cheeseburger and fry if I was hungry, for a good time if I wanted to, just good time. If I just wanted to come hang out or chop it up on the phone. Like, there is literally, like, physically, it's like I probably have lost contact with them. We got on bad terms. There was a blow up. It was like, none of the relationships that I've had with men have are deep enough for a sexual encounter. Like, we as women have sexual encounters, and we devalue our sexual bodies, our physical bodies, our temple. We whore out ourselves. We basically rent out our temples, and we say, oh, you could use it for this, you could use it for this. Oh, you want to have a basketball team? Cool, your basketball, you can use my temple as a court. Oh, you into whatever these men are into, right? We just open ourselves up to them without, no. At a temple, you worship. At a temple, you pray. At a temple, you don't speak too loudly. At a temple, you spend more quality time. You visit them on sacred occasion. You have to have the right order, or like the right heart space, because it's going to pull it out. So whether it's, if you are in sorrow, you're going to be crying, you're going to, like, the temple, like when I think about church and stuff like that from the Christian perspective, it was a place to go to uncover, to unveil, to worship, and to lay your burdens at the cross, at the altar, at the feet of God, at that mercy, at that grace, and trusting that you were covered by the pillars of the building, the structure of the building. That there was, like, it had this space to hold. It was a place of worship, a place to open up your heart, to give and operate like that. So no, when you come to the temple, you have a hard heart, or you have empty duffel bags trying to get in the temple. Yeah, no, we need to be on guard. Like, there's jewels in here, there's gold in here, there's rubies, and there's priceless stuff in here. What is this person coming empty-handed with this duffel bag for? Will they be coming in here to fill up their duffel bag and then leaving the temple with nothing else? Like, abstinence, celibacy, purity, not having sex, like, it's bigger than being a virgin. Virginity culture is bigger than, because even, like, if your mind, it's a mind, your mind, like, I don't care if you've never had sex ever. If you think about having sex all day, all the time, you might as well do it. Like, it's this thing where, like, if your moral compass is like, let's say somebody dropped their wallet, and you see them drop their wallet, and it's like, the thought is like, ooh, there go a wallet, I'm gonna get it, and take the money out, and then da 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 da. And you like, oh, I ain't finna do that, and you get them their wallet, and you go about your life, and you feel better, you feel good about giving them their wallet back, you feel good about not taking the money, you never have that thought again. But let's say you do that thing, you do it, like, but you don't, like, you consciously, you know, like, oh, that's wrong, that's not really right, like, so you give it back. But let's say you spend the rest of your day thinking about how, damn, I should have took that money out that purse, I should have took that money, like, if, like, you would have been better off fulfilling the deed than leading yourself to like the slaughter mentally in that way, because you would have learned, you would have got either a karmic consequence, you might would have got the police called, you might would have got into a fight, you might would have got into an experience where you lost something and then somebody took it from you or didn't return it for you, or anything would have been the karmic consequence for you getting that lesson. Or you might have just, like, your heart, your energy, like, people feel so bad about what's in their mind and what's in their hearts, right? So it's like, it may not be right based on, like, Christian standards, religious standards, moral standards, social standards, right? Like, what you are thinking to do may not be right. So, like, stealing isn't necessarily right on no standard. So, however, energetically, like I said, if you thought to do it and you didn't do it, but then you harped on that thought, then you would have been better in doing it, because that was something you genuinely wanted to do it, even if it was wrong, and that could have led you closer to, like, understanding yourself, or coming to terms with self, unraveling self, versus going against self, thinking you're pleasing society, pleasing everybody around you, and that's just not who you are for real. Like, you would have got a better lesson, a lesson that's more in alignment with you. Like, you might have stole that, got the money, felt really good, never thought about it again. Like, you might have, like, and never, you didn't give no fucks. Like, I got it, went to go party, went to go spend the cash, whatever, and you may not even receive karma. That could have been their karma. You could be a person who, like, when you're, like, if you are capable, if you are willing to operate in your energetic disposition. Some people are more light coded, some people are more dark coded, some people are more balanced, where it's like light, darkness, it ain't even more this or that. Some people feel better when they operate in light, like just light codes. Other people feel like people are actually, it's unfathomable to those who operate predominantly from light, or even people who are more balanced with their energy, because it's like, how the hell does that work for you? That dark ass shit. But think about, like, that it's the same way for darkness. So they look at our light like, how the hell are you able to be this light and this happy and this and that? Are you for real? Is this real? So it's like, when you consider that both sides are being met with the same tactics at war, and it's a matter of consciously considering who you are, and rather it's a matter of who you want to be. Like, I don't think, like, yeah, I feel like there's some moral dilemma with some stuff, but I don't think who we are in spirit is that much different than the avatars we animate in any lifetime. So I feel like the body, like the even the parents that you, I feel like whatever your spirit, like the spirit that you had, I feel like art will incarnate in a bloodline that can sustain those codes. Like I feel like that's where miscarriage and abortion, or I wouldn't even say abortion, maybe abortion, yeah, abortion, just any type of loss, like when it doesn't go through. Even I would say some deformities, some illnesses, chronic illnesses, like sometimes these things are highlighting the way that the spirit integrated with the body and that bloodline. So for me, I have a lot of like my eyesight is physically weak. I don't have 20/20 vision. Um, um, I have a nervous system issue, and like I was nonverbal into age 2. I didn't walk that well. I was very bow-legged, couldn't walk, was damn near um, was damn near disabled. And this makes me think, so I'm feeling a resonance. So I was my daddy's sister in a past life. I know it's crazy, but they even did. They should know this because they named me after her. Her name was Kawana. They named me Kawanda. I was disabled, had the speech issue. So I think she was nonverbal and like physically was in a wheelchair. So like think about like I could barely speak when I was a baby, and I didn't start speaking until like 2, after 2, didn't walk correctly until around that same time. So it's like I really was I probably really was my daddy's sister and my uncle's sister in another lifetime, and that's probably even why they have the resonance that they have with me. And then I think about my cousin, my grandma, not my grandma, but my cousin grandma. Her energy could have been like very much like reincarnation of our grandma, or like if she got that name from my granny, which I believe she did, she could have been a reincarnation of my granny's grandma. Like that, I feel like we be kind of overthinking the way that our magic was passed down, considering like slavery and the ways that we had to like pivot and change how we share stuff. And I have this psychotic ideology that sometimes trauma was the only way to pass down like what actually needed to be rewrote, like to keep us earthside to a certain extent, because it's through my trauma that I'm learning the principles. Like what would I have gained from already having a foundation? Like I don't know a life from that space. Not saying I don't deserve a life from that space. That's just not my reality. I can't. If I try to fathom that shit, or sure, 2-parent household, healthy parent, all that, absolutely, but that's not my reality. So am I going to martyr myself, burn my parents at the stake, point my finger and got all these things because of imperfections, human things. No, I gotta acknowledge the sin, acknowledge the bloodline, acknowledge the importance of protecting your lineage, protecting, like, I am just being revealed to the importance of life for real. So yes, it's challenging. Yes, there's obstacles. Yes, I be feeling like a mental patient most of the time, but I am so grateful for who God is in my life. And even when I've made some really horrible choices, even when I've cheated on my ex-boyfriend when I know I didn't want to, like, I chose to make a choice for me. Like, I said I'm going to live how I want to live no matter what. And to extent, it was at the detriment of my ex. It was at the, like, I wasn't saying, like, intentionally in my mind, like, this is going to hurt him and I know it's going to make him feel that way, so I'm going to go out here and have sex with a million men so he could be hurt. No, it was like, I have a need. You're not fulfilling that need. I can't make you show up for me, but I'm not also finna stick around and do that. Is that right? It's subjective. It's not about right and wrong. It's more so about honoring yourself. And, like, I can't fault other people for honoring themselves, and I'm not faulting myself for honoring myself. People make choices and decisions that lead them where they go. I have to account for decisions that got me here, which are my choices. I thought I had a person who was willing to go to the ends of the world with me, who was willing to navigate humanness with me. Rather, it was like my idea wasn't, oh, this person is just allowing me to cheat on them, so I'm gonna keep cheating. No, it was, you are cultivating a life. I thought I thought we were cultivating a relationship that could sustain being honest about our desires, our tendencies, our behaviors. If we were to go down those paths, we would have to work through it. Even if, for example, like, if I, in my mind space, needed to step out of my relationship and be with another person for whatever reason, and that's genuinely what I feel like was needed, and it hurt my partner, I want to be able to, like, honor what I need, honor myself, and be okay with, like, the responsibility of the fact that I'm making this choice, so I'm going to be responsible for, like, how this impacts the other person. However, I'm also responsible for navigating my engagement. But the other side of that is people have to give you that space to be accountable for their emotions. Some people don't want to, they don't want you to they don't want you to evoke feelings from them. So they don't want to feel the things that you evoke out of them. So, cheating made him feel like a certain way. So, instead of being honest about, like, we just don't need to be together, and we're going to have, like, me having a strong boundary and leaving him and being friends or whatever earlier on, like I should have tried to do, but just wanting my cake and eat it too. Like, it was a lot. Like, I think if he would have let me leave earlier on, I probably would have, but at the same time, enabling. Like, we were just like, I didn't want to leave really as much as he didn't want me to leave, for real. And when he finally did break up with me, I did want him to, like, I did, like, everything. I'm so, like, people don't give me credit for my intuitiveness, my wisdom, and maybe it's because of the way I carry myself. Maybe it's because my inability to articulate it completely. It's a million and one reasons why someone may or may not perceive me as I am versus as whatever they want me to be. Or some people have different experiences that even if you are an hourglass, they only can, like, their relatability to that is the Coke bottle. So they don't, like, yeah, hourglass, Coke bottle, like, similar concepts but still different. Yeah, you can talk about the hourglass figure, talk about the Coke bottle figure. It really is the concepts, right? So and only the hourglass has to be content with being an hourglass. It's like, you don't waste your time getting Coke bottles to accept that you're hourglass, and y'all can relate, y'all may resonate, y'all can vibe, but bitch, I'm an hourglass still. If they're not confident in who they are enough as a Coke bottle to say and identify your difference, then you're wasting your time. So even now, as I navigate, like, am I seeking permission from my ex to do something that he's already shown me he's prepared to do? Like, you don't, like, a relationship like ours, to me, like, I don't know what's in his head. I don't know his struggles. I didn't listen to him all the time. I didn't give him the space or the room to feel safe to talk. I don't know how to create that for him to me. So I don't desire him to just be this expansive, expressive version of me, of him to me. I was that way with him because that's, like, not only did he facilitate that, but that's who I am. I feel like a lot of times people try to take ownership of certain aspects of you. But I think that two things can be true at the same time. Like, he definitely facilitated the, like, to a certain extent, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, the type of environment I needed to feel safe enough to express at the levels at which I did. At the same time, I was in a season of my life where there wasn't going to be any relationship that I encountered that wouldn't do that for me. And my life looked like that. I was getting in stuff with my parents. I was going through the most with this person while being with this person. So, like, we broke up around May 2023. His father had just passed. My grandma was in a hospital. It was very tumultuous, very challenging time. I was homeless. I didn't have, like, I was just been a very dark, just, like, physically draining, like, just, like, I don't know what, like, I didn't, where I was when he left me, I wanted it, like, everything that I was doing was to, like, prove to him that he wasn't capable of doing this thing with me. For I needed him to get away from me as quickly as possible. So I did things to do that, and because I couldn't really, like, I'm not a leaver in that sense. Like, it takes me forever to walk away and to detach, and maybe that's what I'm meant to learn in this lifetime, how to like detach for good, healthily, like, or to balance like the fact that I have to hold space for so many not fail, but like just experiences that was cut short because of someone's capacity or inability to push forward. And I want to be more selfish and more sacred with myself, because like people will get a mustard seed of you and it would change them forever. And you're not necessarily valued or honored, revered, cherished, supported, talked to, like loved from that space. Like people can identify your value, and they can like identify what they could gain from you, but they don't identify what it requires of them to maintain or cultivate something like that with you more intentionally. And like people, I feel like some people want to give the very bare minimum for the most, and some people want to, like, some people understand that I can't get something for nothing. Some people will willingly like reciprocate, like, oh, you are just a valuable person to me, so I'm gonna just, you know. And for me, like, even just when I was able to talk with my ex, like we would just be talking and talking and talking, and like I wanted to, unfortunately, how I had been molested and certain actions had happened to me as a child, I used sex as a reward. Because, like, for example, my siblings, specifically my sister, would get mad at me, abuse me, be mean, nasty, and then, like, would desire that from me. So it was like I had this perverted way of using my just, I can't really describe it, but this sexual energy as a like a reward factor, oh, you're contributing to this aspect of me, you're providing me just a level of love that I don't feel like I deserve. And instead of just like existing in that, I gave more of myself, more than I needed to, because I thought that's what I needed to do in order to continue to get that thing. And even if their intention wasn't to do that or be that way to get that thing, like, that reward system has been in place. So even if it wasn't necessarily my intentions to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this for this, like trying to be, it's more so like I'm in a space where I want to like solidify this and use, like, whether it's marriage or sex, that is a solidifying factor. It's magic. So offering and extending yourself in that way, and not being able to maintain it on your end, and not knowing you're there in the space to take on that type of contract, is just service. So, like, although very detached, a lot of the things that I'm speaking on are very interwoven, and it sets the tone for, like, why people navigate relationships, how to do so safely. Like for me, I'm on my Lady London, my Lauren London situation. It's like when you've experienced a profound love, rather it was cultivated with another person. Sometimes the love you cultivate with another person trickles or penetrates the love for yourself, or it develops or evolves the love you have for yourself. So when you have an experience like that, and it ends, rather, no matter how it ends, you realize that you don't necessarily need to experience that again to have a well or happy life. Like you don't, in fact, you don't desire to go through life looking to recreate an experience like that, because considering how deep and enmeshed that one encounter was, you know that it's just way too much that could happen. And if you aren't actively participating each and every day, then it's better off to not navigate this type of relationship. So for me, I'm coming to terms with just certain principles. No, you need to go upstairs. Nobody finna deal with this all day. I'm sorry, y'all. You have to have boundaries. People, if you don't have boundaries for you can't expect people to respect you, or to have imaginary boundaries for you. You can't expect people to, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but nobody's going to come to rescue you. Nobody's going to come to your defense. And you shouldn't even expect them to, so that in the event that it does happen, you could value that experience over being disappointed by desiring something that it wasn't a relative or necessary. What's the word I'm looking for? I forgot the word. But I'm gonna end this video because it is becoming way too long. And yeah, I just want to be like food for thought. Navigating. What would we call this? Yeah, I think I got it.